You were never blocked. You were never late. And nothing is missing. What if the reason your life hasn't changed yet has nothing to do with effort, discipline, or doing more, but with something far more subtle? What if reality only begins to move after you stop watching it, after you stop checking for proof, after you stop asking the world for signs? There is a silent threshold that is crossed before every real transformation. Most people never notice it. They mistake it for emptiness, for stagnation, for nothing. But this silence is not absence. It is preparation. Stay with me, because once you learn how to recognize this moment, you'll understand why your reality starts rearranging itself long before any evidence appears. You have been taught to believe that change is loud, that transformation announces itself, that when something real is about to happen, you will feel a rush, see a sign, receive confirmation, or experience a dramatic shift that leaves no doubt. But what if that belief is the very thing delaying everything you want? What if the most important changes in your life never begin with movement, but with stillness? What if the moment your reality starts to reorganize is the exact moment you assume nothing is happening? Most people miss their turning point not because they are incapable, but because they are impatient with silence. They confuse quiet with stagnation. They interpret neutrality as failure. They abandon processes that are already working simply because the mind has not yet received proof. And this misunderstanding quietly repeats itself over and over again, shaping years of effort into cycles of waiting, frustration, and self-doubt. Now let me ask you a question powerful enough to dissolve years of struggle, waiting, and frustration. What if the only thing standing between you and the life you desire is not time, effort, or circumstances, but the way you are living right now? What if abundance, love, health, and fulfillment are not destinations you must reach, but states you must occupy? Stay with me, because what you are about to hear is not positive thinking, not motivation, and not fantasy. It is a foundational principle of creation itself, one that, once understood, changes how you relate to reality forever. Most people have been trained to live backwards. They live in longing, in desire, in waiting. And without realizing it, they reinforce the very absence they are trying to escape. Think about it. When you want something desperately, what is the emotional undertone? It is lack. When you ask from need, you are silently declaring, "I do not have." When you imagine a future you desire while emotionally feeling the distance between now and then, you are using your imagination to strengthen separation. This is the tragedy most people never see. They pray from the consciousness of a beggar instead of the awareness of an heir. You look to the external world for signs. You wait for circumstances to improve so that you can finally feel at peace. You expect the mirror to smile first before you allow yourself to smile back. But reality does not work this way. The physical world has no creative power of its own. It is a mirror precise, neutral, and relentless, reflecting who you are being internally. Trying to change the reflection without changing the source is the definition of frustration. It is effort without leverage. Your senses report facts. Bank statements, empty rooms, diagnoses, delays. And because you were taught to believe your senses are the final authority, you build your inner state around what you see. You feel poor because you see scarcity. You feel alone because no one is beside you. And in doing so, you enter a loop. Your internal state is projected outward. The world reflects it back. You take that reflection as proof, and the belief deepens. This loop becomes a prison, but its bars are made entirely of belief. And the moment you recognize this, that prison begins to dissolve. If what I'm saying makes sense to you, and you feel ready to deepen this experience, I've left a more complete material in the pinned comment. You don't need to look at it now. Just remember it when the time feels right. The principle that frees you is shockingly simple. So simple that the logical mind trained in struggle, effort, and complexity often rejects it at first. So do not listen with your intellect alone. Listen with your awareness. The core principle is this: Do not wait for something to happen before you allow yourself to feel fulfilled. Assume the feeling of the wish already accomplished. Live internally and emotionally as if it is already done. This does not mean reckless behavior. It does not mean pretending for others. It does not mean denying what you see. It means an internal shift of identity, a movement of consciousness, a decision about who you are being beneath appearances. Imagine your awareness as a receiver, like a radio. All possible realities, wealth, health, connection, freedom, are already broadcasting simultaneously. You do not need to create them. They already exist. Your role is not to build the station, but to tune your receiver. And tuning is not done through effort. It is done through feeling. Feeling abundant tunes you to abundance. Feeling loved tunes you to love. Feeling secure tunes you to stability. When your internal frequency is tuned to lack, you cannot receive fullness no matter how hard you try. Living from the end means you deliberately choose the frequency of fulfillment and remain there, regardless of what the external world appears to say. This requires a radical trust in your own creative authority. It is the decision that your inner reality is primary and the outer world is always catching up. To apply this, you must understand something deeper about who you are. You are not a body that has consciousness. You are consciousness experiencing itself through a body. And this consciousness speaks through a simple declaration: I am. Whatever follows those words becomes instruction. When you say, internally or externally, I am unlucky, I am struggling, I am behind, you are choosing a state of being. And that state becomes the mold that shapes your experience. You are not a fixed identity. You move through states. Each state is a collection of assumptions, emotions, and self-concepts. You are not trying to attract abundance. You are leaving the state of scarcity and entering the state of abundance. You are not trying to find love. You are stepping out of the state of not being loved and into the state of being cherished. The state creates the experience, not the other way around. This realization changes everything. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become a selector of identity. You are no longer someone who wants to be abundant. You are someone who is abundance. You are no longer someone searching for love. You are love embodied. And the universe, responsive and neutral, reorganizes itself to confirm the state you have chosen. Now comes the lived practice. How do you inhabit a state until it becomes natural? The foundation is feeling not surface emotion, but a deep sense of being. First, clarify what you desire not vaguely, but precisely. Not more money, but safety and freedom. Not a partner, but shared joy and respect. Then, ask yourself one powerful question. How would I feel if this were already true? Do not analyze how it happened. That collapses the state. Go directly to the end. Stand in it. Feel the relief, the calm, the quiet confidence, the gratitude. These feelings may appear faint at first, but they are real. Cultivate them. Let them expand in your body. This feeling is the language of creation. When you can generate it without external proof, you have crossed the threshold. Notice the distinction. A person who wants wealth thinks about money constantly. A person who is wealthy thinks from wealth. Their inner dialogue is different. Their concerns are different. The same applies to health, love, and peace. Your thoughts must reflect fulfillment, not pursuit. Your inner conversation becomes the script of the life you are writing. And that script is being written moment by moment, whether you realize it or not. Most people assume their inner dialogue is a reaction to life, when in reality it is the author of it. The tone you speak to yourself in, the assumptions you repeat silently, the conclusions you draw without questioning, all of this shapes the state you live from. And the state you live from quietly dictates what feels possible, natural, or unreachable to you. When you live from pursuit, your inner world is tense. There is urgency, comparison, a constant sense of not yet. But when you live from fulfillment, the inner environment changes. There is spaciousness, patience, a grounded sense of inevitability. You no longer ask life to prove itself to you. You move as someone who already knows where they stand. This shift is subtle, but it is profound. It is the difference between chasing outcomes and embodying identity. Identity is what manifestation truly responds to. Not effort, not desire, not repetition. Identity. Who you believe you are determines what you allow yourself to receive, what you tolerate, and what you expect without needing reassurance. A fulfilled identity does not wait for permission. It assumes coherence. It trusts continuity. It rests in the knowing that reality rearranges itself around states, not wishes. At first, this way of living may feel unfamiliar. The mind may try to pull you back into old habits of checking, measuring, and doubting. But this is simply the nervous system adjusting to a new baseline. Fulfillment feels strange only because struggle was familiar. Calm feels empty only because chaos once filled the space. If you stay with it, the new state begins to feel natural. And when a state feels natural, it becomes stable. Stability is the turning point. When you no longer need to convince yourself. When the feeling no longer fades the moment you stop focusing. When you don't need constant reminders to stay aligned. At that point, the inner shift is complete. The script has been rewritten. And the world, which always follows and never leads, begins to reflect that change in ways that feel organic rather than miraculous. Words matter, especially the words you speak to yourself when no one is listening. Complaining feeds problems. Speaking from fulfillment strengthens alignment. When asked how you are, respond internally from your assumed state, not your temporary circumstance. This is not deception. It is loyalty to a higher causal truth. Once you assume the state, remain faithful to it. This is where most people falter. They enter the state briefly, then scan reality for proof. This searching is disbelief. It uproots the seed. Your evidence is not external. Your evidence is inner calm, conviction, satisfaction. The outer world is delayed feedback. Persistence is not force. It is loyalty. When contrast appears, understand that what you see today is often an echo of who you were yesterday. Do not argue with shadows. Withdraw attention. Return gently to your chosen identity, again and again. This is how reality bends, quietly, inevitably. As this state stabilizes, something subtle happens. You stop trying, you stop chasing, you stop asking, you begin to move differently, speak differently, decide differently. Your nervous system relaxes, your body aligns, your reactions soften, and without effort, reality reorganizes itself to match you. And this brings us back to where we began, silence. Because real change does not announce itself. It settles, it incubates, it matures beneath the surface while you live your life. The silence you once feared becomes confirmation. The stillness becomes power. The waiting dissolves because you are no longer waiting. You are being. The world is a mirror of your state of consciousness. Stop trying to fix the reflection. Choose who you are being. Live from that state internally. You do not attract what you want. You express what you are, and reality follows. So the final question is not what you want, but who you choose to be, starting now. If this message truly resonated with you, if you felt that quiet inner shift, that sense that your mind is ready for something greater, I left a resource in the pinned comment that goes deeper into this process. I only recommend it for those who feel genuinely ready to accelerate their results, but follow it in your own time. If it calls to you, you'll find it there. If this video changed how you see manifestation, you can't miss the next one. There, I explain the invisible reason why so many people never manifest, even after trying every method. It's on the screen now. Tap to continue.